Hello, fellow marketers, business owners, entrepreneurs, VPs, CMOs, CEOs, COOs, salespeople, basically anybody who is online today doing business and or scaling their business and or starting their business. You have just arrived into the Media and Marketing Podcast. And if you're watching this online, meaning YouTube elsewhere, you'll see that we are on episode 136. The last one we did was the must-have tools for Google Ads campaigns. And today we're going to actually talk about how to save money on Google Ads. And we know that Google is an excellent platform. That's the understatement of the decade or decades since 1998. Actually, it was 2002, I think, they officially launched the concept of ads alongside search, which is pretty extraordinary. By the way, Google didn't start this, right? It was Overture back in the day, but I digress. But anyway, driving sales, driving traffic, allowing your business to grow, Google Ads definitely needs to be in your mix. It's not just about Facebook these days, even though that's one of the platforms that we use and leverage as well. And when I say we, I mean chaosmap.com. That's our agency. And we handle paid media for Facebook and Google and help consult and build out funnels and growth strategies. But hey, I digress, as I said. Just want to make sure that I shared this with you before I dive into the next level here, which is how do we actually improve Google Ads and really save money on Google Ads. And really saving money is an obvious one, but it really starts with audits here. Anytime we start a new project, and especially when it comes to Google, because that's what we're covering here today, you need to audit and review your current situation. And if you don't know exactly what to look for and what to do, then today's podcast is going to definitely help you because we'll be able to share with you, advertiser, how to use this in a much more streamlined and opportunistic way to get results at a lower cost. Anytime you can get traffic in at a lower cost from the top metrics, incoming traffic, all the way through to conversions, you are golden. So let's get started. Number one, and this should be an obvious one, but we see it too often here, ad copy is not optimal. And so improving ad copy is going to be critical as a first step. And that's what we very often look at, that messaging. What are you presenting to which audience through the customer buying cycle, through the customer journey? Well, the ad copy, that's the first thing your audience sees, and that's the one that they are going to engage with versus your competitor, right? So persuasive copy that starts that relationship is absolutely going to be key. Clear call to action here is essential as well. Don't make it, sort of what I call a branded copy, which is, hey, we're awesome. Where are you? Very bland and very sort of non-money centric, I should say. Number two here is increase your quality score. As you know, quality score, or maybe for some of you that don't know, it's very similar. Facebook also has something very similar, where it's basically the combination of three core metrics. There's other variables here. In fact, if you think about this and the machine learning of Google, if they looked at these three variables and these three only without counting anything else, it would be pretty easy to finagle the system. That's the technical term. But if you look at number one, the expected CTR, number two, the ad relevance, and number three, the landing page experience, you really have the essentials of what we call the quality score, which means you'll have a higher score from Google to allow your ad to be performing more and better positioned than your competitors without going into too much detail here. But, making sure that your keywords are super specific to your ad groups here and that it matches the ad groups and also the landing page. I mean, if you look at it, the expected CTR, the ad relevancy landing page experience, you can definitely work to improve that. And when you do, you'll be able to get a better position, as I said, at a lower cost. And it's kind of spectacular how this has been developed over time. The idea that a click, if I'll just use a crazy example here, but if a click is $10 in a marketplace, which can happen in, let's say, financial services, legal, etc., and you just want to pay $12 because you're just full of cash and money and want to blow it all. Well, if your competitors have done a better job at the three components I just mentioned, you can pay all day long. You're not going to make it. You're going to be wasting more money than your competitors, and you'll probably end up, exasperated about your whole action there. So make sure that you have relevant ads, as I said. Make sure that you improve the user experience, and each landing page that you have should be segmented by copy. And of course, behind the scenes here, we're also looking at things like page speed, a clear hierarchy, navigation, etc., strong CTAs that convert. Just think about that user experience. What does that look like? And have you validated it? One way that we also do this is by using tools. We like to look at analytics, and A/B testing comes into play, but actually going out there and surveying can be a great way to do this. Now, you don't have to necessarily do this day one, but if you're struggling with it, that could be one of those big improvements that you make. So number 2, increase your quality score. Number 3, depending on where you're at, right, in your country or state or location, this may or may not apply for you, but if you are serving locally, you want to make sure that you're matching up to a local environment, not just running a quote-unquote global or national campaign, right? Because if you're just spending money where money should not be spent, you're wasting money, losing money here. So identify where your target is and update your equivalent targeting settings to match those areas. Number 4, this is a big one, and this is a silent killer, if you will, to your campaigns, because not only will you be wasting money, which is this topic is about today, but you will actually create less relevancy over time. Negative keywords, that's number 4, where words and phrases you don't want in your ads, or you don't want to be displayed for, I should say, that's where you need to add those components into your campaign. And this should be mined and checked daily and weekly, so make sure that you know exactly what those negative keywords are. And an example, which, it's a very classic one, but it makes a world of sense, is the word free, cheap, discount. You don't want to be shown up for that, because that's not you. Plus, it's just a waste of impressions and click-throughs because you're targeting the wrong audience, right? So just make sure that you look at these, and I've given some examples here. Free, cheap, discount, as I said, there's about another 8 or so in here. And make sure that those are applied correctly. So, I've also added a link here. This is from our blog post here, so you can go into chaosmap.com/blog and read about it. Also added some links in here to talk further about negative keywords. Number 5, bid smartly. What does that mean? Well, bid strategies is a big deal when it comes to Google. And if you do this incorrectly, I see so many that do this, right? They're setting up a campaign to just get as many clicks as possible, for instance, right? So making sure that you have the right bid strategy is going to be very important. We like to start with a manual for most. Now, if it's a brand new account, that would make sense. An existing account, we'll look at the history, we'll look at the behaviors and the patterns and the data points to make sure that it matches the appropriate bid strategy, because we may need to switch it to a maximize conversions type of bidding strategy, right? And this is where understanding the data and understanding the business goals is going to be very, very important. So you can also test this, by the way. So, you might actually run a campaign that works for a particular time period, and then it sort of starts not working as well. Most likely, it'll be something related to the points that I just mentioned above, especially when it comes to the quality score, but also for this bid strategy, because they tie in to this whole challenge of creating optimal environment for your ads and for Google. And when you switch to some of these machine learning bid strategies, you want to make darn sure that all your components are working and are integrated with each other. So make sure that you not only add keywords to your campaigns, of course, and do that keyword research, but that you're bidding on those strategies with the right match types. Match types is, of course, very important as well, from broad, phrase, exact, and modified broad. We're not going to go into that in great detail here, but making sure that those match types are capable and running for you with high conversions with a good bid strategy. That is a big deal. So number 6 here, leverage A/B testing. Well, as you know, we can go in with all kinds of background degrees or thoughts about it, all our experience and our best intentions, I should say. But marketing is not an exact science, right? We can't actually just say, here's what's going to work and set it and forget it. We got to continually test. A/B testing, both for ads and landing pages, is going to be crucial. And while you may think that small changes are not going to be impactful, you'd probably be wise to check that out. It's a good approach to be testing in general. It's a best practice. Too many clients do not do this, and you're leaving money on the table here or potentially wasting money. That's what we're trying to talk about today. And so testing, definitely key here. And as you gather more data, you'll be able to find the winners, right? So we talk about beating the control. So you have a control mechanism, ads that are running, and you compare those. This is the traditional A/B testing. So the A ads or ad is tested against the B ad, right? And then from that, once you get a statistical significance, you'll be able to pause the one that's not working and then add a new one and beating that control. So you continually try and beat that previous control and make it a high performance. Number 7 here, create an ad schedule. This can also really help you here. Once you've been running for a while, 30, 40, 60 days, you'll have some data to focus on, like what is working here. You may find that during the week you are getting, a better traffic performance, as in conversions, click-through rates, data points that you consider useful and important. And then on the weekends, either go up high or traffic diminishes, right? Well, you may then simply determine, I'm going to set up a schedule here to pause the ads or a specific set of ads at 6 p.m. on Friday and kick them off again on Monday morning at 3 a.m. or whatever, right? I mean, all this is very easily done inside the Ads Manager for Google, and creating ad schedule can absolutely do this. So finding the peak times and the low times and then adjusting accordingly will really help you save money on Google Ads. And so these are just a few strategies. There's actually a lot more that can be done, but I didn't want this to be too an extensive type of conversation. But if you want to, if you want to take this to the next level, happy to discuss with you. Head on out to chaosmap.com. You can click on the button top right there and get a quote for your project. And of course, we have a lot more materials out here on our blog. And I'm Jan Ragnerud, your host for the podcast here today, talking you through some of these strategies. Again, this can get quite intricate, and if you have a large budget, $5, $10, $20, $50,000 a day, a few of these tweaks are really going to save a lot of money for you, which is then ultimately we create opportunities for reinvestment into existing campaigns or expanding campaigns or branching out. A couple of podcasts ago, I talked about AdRoll and how you can really lift your brand and your position out in the marketplace across hundreds and thousands of websites on the interwebs, but that you also need to build those strategies out before doing so, because you simply don't want to just do another thing, right? Most business owners are overwhelmed already, so we want to make sure that we do this right. Anyway, reach out if you have any questions. Hope this has been helpful for you here today, and I look forward to speaking in the next one. See you guys later.